Hello, in today's video we'll be servicing the center section or intermediate assembly on the EvolutionX series of pumps. The tools needed for this task include a socket driver, half-inch socket, half-inch wrench, a 35mm socket or a 6.1 3/8 inch socket, 7 32nd inch Allen socket, torque wrench, blue Loctite, and a shop towel or other cleaning cloth. Remove the manifolds and one outer chamber section using the half-inch socket and half-inch wrench. Please note that a pipe wrench is not recommended to remove the hex bolt on the outer diaphragm plate. The best tool options are a 1 3/8 inch 6-point socket. With access to the inside of one inner chamber, remove the diaphragm assembly. The diaphragm assembly includes the outer diaphragm plate, diaphragm overlay if applicable, the diaphragm, and the inner diaphragm plate. Once removed, begin the process on the other chamber and diaphragm assembly. On the second side, you may remove the diaphragm assembly or diaphragm assembly connected to the rod. Remove the cap screws that hold the inner chamber to the center section using the 7 32nd inch Allen socket. Next, remove the actuator pins, O-rings, seals, and U-cup seal. Thoroughly inspect each component for any signs of wear and replace them as needed. To reassemble, reinstall the U-cup seal, intermediate seals, O-rings, and actuator pins in the center section. Apply a small amount of lithium grease from your kit to all parts. Then reinstall the inner chamber using the cap screws with blue Loctite on the threads. Once tightened with a 7 32nd inch Allen socket, use a torque wrench to tighten each cap screw to 150 inch-pounds. Then flip the center section over and repeat on the opposite side. Then insert one bumper onto the shaft. Lightly lubricate the main shaft. Then install the diaphragm shaft assembly into the pump and secure it by installing the outer chamber on that side by tightening down the 8 socket cap bolts with a half-inch socket and wrench. On the other side of the pump, place a second bumper on the shaft and thread it into the remaining diaphragm assembly, using a 1 3/8 6-point socket and torque wrench to tighten that assembly to 320 inch-pounds. For any pump with a PTFE diaphragm overlay, align the diaphragm through the bolt holes, always going forward past the recommended torque. Never reverse to align the holes. Next, install the second outer chamber to the pump using a half-inch socket and wrench to tighten the 8 socket cap bolts. Then use a half-inch socket and torque wrench to tighten all 16 cap bolts, 8 per outer chamber, to 150 inch-pounds and a star crossing pattern. Finally, replace the seats, seat seals, and balls and reassemble the manifolds. Using a half-inch socket and torque wrench, tighten each of these bolts to 150 inch-pounds and a star crossing pattern. Your EvolutionX pump is now back in working order, having been properly serviced and is ready to get back to work. If you have any additional questions, please visit www.sandpiperpump.com. Thanks, and have a great day.